Leader, you may not like it when I raise the Trudeau government's widespread corruption, the over $100 million that McKinsey received from taxpayers. Will the government finally put a stop to this corruption?
Remember that scandal with Justin Trudeau and McKinsey and giving his buddy Dominic Barton over $100 million in contracts? Well, it turns out the procurement ombudsman investigated this. They found that they were, quote, a strong perception of favoritism towards McKinsey. What do you know? Today we've got a couple clips. This one here of Don Plett in the Senate absolutely dropping the hammer on this whole situation, exposing it, blowing it up, giving it a voice in the Senate. This whole situation is highly corrupt. As you can see here, we've got over $100 million that McKinsey received from taxpayers. If we look at this article here, this is when the Auditor General was starting to look through everything. The firm's work with the federal government has expanded rapidly since Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Liberal government came into power since in 2015. According to the data shared by the Public Services and Procurement Canada, $116.8 million of our tax dollars went to this consultant firm McKinsey with his buddy Dominic Barton. Now, Dominic Barton claims he doesn't know Justin Trudeau at all. Who's that? Who's that guy? I've got the clip.
Would you consider yourself a friend of the Prime Minister, the current Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau?
I consider myself having I'm not a friend. I have a professional relationship.
When did you first meet?
Excuse me, can I finish, Mr. Chair?
Sure, briefly.
Easy.
I respect him. I think he respects me. I don't have his personal phone number, and I haven't been in a room alone with him.
Okay, never.
I'm calling bull crap on that. Give me a break. We're not stupid.
Been in a room alone with him.
Yeah.
All right. When did you first meet the Prime Minister? And when I'm referring to the Prime Minister, I'm always referring to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. When did you first meet him?
I think I met him in 2013, when I was actually going up to meet.
Before he was elected.
Before he was, going up. You know where I was going is to see Mr. Flaherty, and I was in the elevator, and someone introduced him to me and said, "This is Justin Trudeau." I didn't know what he looked like or where he was. There's no McKinsey people coming into the meetings with the Prime Minister.
So Mr. Pickersgill was supporting you in terms of the research and analysis, although you're saying he wasn't attending meetings. Is that
he
correct?
wasn't supporting. The Prime Minister was not in any of the Growth Council meetings. Okay. Not one. Just like Prime Minister Harper, by the way.
Mr. Pickersgill was supporting the work of the Growth Council.
Mr. Pickersgill was actually saying that the committee, the whole committee, the 14 people, needed support with data. So
right. He was supplying that.
No, he provided people who supplied it.
Okay.
I call bull crap. Oh, who's Trudeau? Who's this guy? I don't know. I've never seen him. You've never seen Justin Trudeau. Really? The Prime Minister's son, everybody has seen at least one picture of him at some point in their life. This guy, the top of McKinsey, the top consulting firm that is a company that is easily in line to work with the government and wants those lucrative contracts. Never seen the guy, never seen him, not once. Moving on to the next clip, we've got Captain Schmuck himself right here.
I'm honored to congratulate Dominic Barton on becoming the university's 11th Chancellor. Dom, you've done a tremendous amount to make life better for people across our country. You've been a dedicated voice for Canadians, and your leadership has been vital in growing an economy that benefits everyone.
I'm gonna barf if I keep listening to this. That's what he calls him, his buddy Dom. He wouldn't call him Dom if he wasn't friends with him. Let's get real. You guys don't realize this, Trudeau, when you use little things like that, but we pick up on that stuff. If I just met some guy and he said, "Oh, my name's Steven," on my next address if I was asking him, "Oh yeah, Steve, I met him in the elevator." Yeah, no, that's not how that works. You would call him Steven, because that's how he addressed himself to you, unless you know him as your buddy, Dom. Going back to Senator Plett, where he blows this up and just rips into it.
Senator Gold, as I said in my recent speech on Justin Trudeau's corrupt government, which has now been viewed over 650,000 times, the McKinsey consulting firm is one of the largest beneficiaries of this corruption. Leader, you may not like it when I raise the Trudeau government's widespread corruption, but thankfully, the procurement ombudsman saw fit to investigate the over $100 million that McKinsey received from taxpayers. He now reports there was a strong perception of favoritism towards McKinsey in contracting. He found 18 contracts worth $43 million were awarded without any justification for why they were sole sourced. Leader, will the government finally put a stop to this corruption?
Senator Gold. What I tire of, Senator Plett, is you using words that are not founded in facts. And you are perfectly free, and you have the privilege, because of your position in this chamber, to continue to talk of corruption. But the facts don't bear that out. The auditor said clearly, to your question, that there could be a perception of favoritism for two CBSA contracts, and they found otherwise insufficient information to determine whether there were anything else untoward. The government takes concerns about McKinsey contracts seriously. The government is strengthening its policies to address the administrative issues identified in the internal review, and indeed those reviews have shown absolutely no evidence of political interference.
Gold, man, you're looking pretty brown. You're full of crap, dude. We can all smell it, man.
And so once again, important questions can be raised, but let's be careful about our language, that it be based on facts.
Senator Plett.
I tire of, Leader, is your absolute non-answers when we ask legitimate questions. Last year, a public servant at the Immigration Department said this to the media about McKinsey. We had a few presentations on very generic, completely vapid stuff. They arrived with nice colors, nice presentations, and said they would revolutionize everything in the end. We don't have any idea what they did. Leader, they got millions from taxpayers. Whether you like the language or not, they got millions from taxpayers. No one knew what they did in return. If that's not corrupt, Leader, what is?
Senator Gold.
There is a difference between corruption, which implies, I don't know why I'm standing here giving lessons in the meaning of the English language, but there's a difference between corruption, which implies.
Oof, that's rich, man. That guy, man, just paid off, loser.
Senator Gold.
There is a difference between corruption, Senator Plett, and a difference between allegations or even evidence that things were done either inefficiently or improperly. You're implying motives, serious motives, in your use of language, and they are not founded in the facts. It is your privilege to do so, and congratulations on the number of people that use your speeches. It doesn't change the facts.
Yeah, Mark Gold, so corrupt, dude. It's just something I'd like to note here. I refer to Don Plett as Don Plett instead of Donald Plett. If someone was trying to get me with a gotcha moment, just FYI, he refers to himself as Don on his Twitter. Thus, that's why I don't call him Donald. As I was referring to Stephen versus Steve. Now, Justin Trudeau was asked about this corruption recently. And you can see here.
Monsieur Trudeau, est-ce que votre bonne relation avec Dominique Barton a placé la firme McKinsey dans une position privilégiée?
Je me suis assuré que.
So even though I don't know what he's saying, I do know he's lying. All of them are liars and losers. It's amazing with all the stuff going on. There's ones like that. The McKinsey one, that one's just kind of forgotten about. So I'm bringing it back here. It was brought up recently by Don Plett. So let's bring it back. We can't forget about these things. We want our money back. And I think we should get our money back as much as we can from Justin Trudeau. Maybe he should have his bank account seized after he's out of office there. We can recoup $130 million or whatever he's got and see how he likes it. Versus giving all our money away to all his buddies who run these different companies. It seems it's just so corrupt at this point. I mean, whether you've got McKinsey, you've got Christian Firth laundering that money, getting those contracts for what, 60 million? I think 100 million has gone through his company. You got the EV grants going through MNP in BC here. We got real company that's doing electric logging truck, and nope, they don't get the grants, but the company that writes the grants, they'll take 20% for themselves. There's no corruption there, not at all. How many of these companies across Canada are our money being laundered through or being extorted, corruption? Are they siphoning our cash? I hope Poilievre puts in some strict laws that anyone involved in this, whether it's today or they're found guilty of this last year, 5 years ago, gets like 40 years in jail. We need to crack down on this where it's like, if you risk this, you're going to lose your entire best years of your life. That's what this has to come down to. And while we're at it, let's just add the car thefts in there too. Just 40 years in jail. We need to clean up the crap in this country. So at this rate, we're going to need an army of investigators to sort out all of Justin Trudeau's crap after he's gone for years. It's going to be crazy. So full-time jobs there, that's for sure. Thanks for watching the end of the video here. Be sure to subscribe here to my second channel. We'll keep fighting for freedom, and I'll see you guys in the next one.